to see the world. Today's episode features an island in Thailand. It is an island with a tropical setting. A setting which provides ample opportunities for warm holiday on the beaches, in the waters, and in the most vibrant of cities. This island is Phuket, the pearl of the Andaman Sea. Join us as we embark through the ins and outs of this magnificent destination. From the resorts, to the tracks, and through the wildest of nights. Join us to see the world.
Big reward for us.
Join us to see the world. Picture a scenario. A scenario where the sound of crashing waves surround you. A scenario where sunlight peeks to the branches above. A scenario where the smell of the sea fills the air, inviting you to enter the waters. This scenario may provoke memories of an island escape. And indeed, this was exactly where we were. But it is no ordinary island escape, for this is the island escape by Burasari. Courtesy of our partners from Ticket.com. The Island Escape is a destination where all kinds of family fun can be found. Be it enjoying the Andaman Sea on a paddleboard, living your Baywatch dreams on the beaches, or playing a high-stakes match of volleyball.
Already bought it and out of the driver?
Guys,
Guys,
we have to shoot.
But
We have to shoot.
As I was saying, a high-stakes match of volleyball. A game where the prides of 4 men are on the line. A game filled with air and emotion. A game of zero sum. And a game which sadly my team would lose. The Island Escape by Burasari is no small part of the province of Phuket. But this resort is part of a much greater ecosystem designed for moments of joy.
So the concept is to break away from your normal everyday life, to have a rejuvenating time, a rejuvenating experience on this pristine coconut island. And the concept also incorporates rekindling aspects. So we want especially couples with kids to come and be able to experience this for the kids so that they as a couple can then re-engage with them, you know, together as a couple to sort of restart the romance or something like that.
Interestingly, the resort town of Phuket was not always the joyful, colorful place that it is now. Because you see, in the same way that this clock tower stands in a crossroads, Phuket was also once a crossroads of its own, where people of many different cultures, backgrounds, and beliefs came together for a specific purpose. That purpose was to mine tin. This practice began in the early to mid 16th century. From across the world, people like the Siamese, Chinese, Malays, Indians, Eurasians, Europeans, and Sea Gypsies all congregated in Phuket seeking to extract this valuable commodity. The Portuguese in particular became rather influential in this area, employing Chinese workers to build their houses and establishments. And that's why if you go to Old Town Phuket, you see many of these buildings, Sino-Portuguese architecture, and the result of the collaboration between many different cultures, all in a single melting pot that is Phuket. The afternoon scenery of Old Town is one of liveliness. Its colorful buildings hosting shops such as cafes, clothing stores, and souvenirs. But as the day turns to dark, the crowds begin to disperse and the shops begin to close. However, while some places have begun to close, others are just about to open. And in the early hours of the evening, the crowds are just beginning to appear, their faces lit by the neon lights shining from above. This is Bangla Road, the nightlife capital of Phuket. This is a road where visitors can find restaurants, bars, nightclubs, and everything in between. Like this, for example. A shooting range in the middle of the pavement, which provided another opportunity for a little healthy competition between a very confident me. This is gun safety, by the way. I was raised in Texas, so I know what I'm talking about. And our extremely confident producer, Bima. Wait, that's not Bima. That's Jean-Pierre. Which of us could shoot better?
It is Jean-Pierre versus Messi. And I am the winner. No, I am. No, me. No. Let's prove it. Let's prove it.
"20 pellet rounds later, the answer arrived.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Join us to see the world.
Big reward for us.
Join us to see the world. Bangla Road is a place where many lose themselves as easily as falling off a log. Whether through the lights, the bars, or the sheer amount of pleasure which can be found in every corner. And thus, it was almost inevitable that one of us nearly did. By the morning, the sounds of dancing, singing, and partying were replaced by the sound of peaceful crashing waves. The neon signs of Bangla no longer, and the beaches of the island escape by Burasari once again. With the sun shining its morning light, I returned to my villa. I arrived to a scene of morning festivities. The pavilion providing shade from an otherwise searing sun,
Morning, boys.
and the pool table within hosting yet another high-stakes competition. An espresso machine rests atop a long central island, its mechanism grinding away, creating a scent of morning glory that immediately awakens the senses. The competition is now over, with the winner receiving his prize, and the man who found himself waking up on the sands finally returns to his room.
Oh, this is such a romantic villa. I mean, I cannot get tired of coming in here all the time. There's so much space in here, and there's even more space in the common area. And with this bathtub, and with the view, and with the floor-to-ceiling windows and the really high ceilings, I mean, I'd love to take my partner here someday.
The romantic themes continue into the rest of the facilities as well, with the infinity pool featuring a bar where couples may enjoy the beautiful view into the sea. Food is of course available in the restaurants, and the resort even provides opportunities to learn to cook Thai dishes. Overall, this resort has almost everything. In fact, to me, the only thing that can make this place better is perhaps a track to satisfy my gas-guzzling needs. Luckily in Phuket, there's just a place for that. This is the Paytong Go-Kart Speedway, a site which can be found on ticket.com's to-do category. With 2 medium-speed corners followed by a hairpin, followed by 2 high-speed left turns, it is ideal for those who seek to jump in and pin their pedals to the metal. Their go-karts are powered by 200cc engines, and thanks to a very simple space frame chassis, weighs about the same as a field mouse. This then presented another opportunity for another high-stakes competition. An all-out 10-minute race to determine the fastest of us all. The competitors?
Hailing from the bankfuls of poverty, it is the man with the money. It is the Minister of Finance.
From the marketing team behind the world's best online travel agent, it's the hatted hero, the rock band rocker, it's Ziggy!
From the Hall of Fame of Confused National Identity, our own mustachioed man, it is the Sultan Son Pierre.
And finally, with a smile to stop 1,000 hearts and living out my Mario Kart dreams, it's me, Messi!
With the drivers having made their final preparations, it was time to start our engines.
The gentlemen are ready, and the flag has dropped. Ziggy gets an excellent start, and into the first corner leads, followed by Messi, close behind in the blue and yellow suit, and Sultan Jean-Pierre not far behind.
Getting into the third corner now, Messi drives down the inside of Ziggy. What a super move to take the lead of this race. And it is now Messi that leads, followed by the Ziggy and the Sultan himself, who loses the camera on the main straight. Ouch!
They continue to race as they pass the back marker, the Minister of Finance, Bima, and look at that!
And Messi makes a mistake into the penultimate hairpin.
Allowing Ziggy to take into the inside of the final 2 corners and leads into the next lap.
What a brave move by the Sons of Stardust, but it is not over yet as Messi in his determination goes down the inside of Ziggy in the first corner and makes the move stick.
Looks like it's not over yet. Ziggy goes too wide and allows the Sultan to overtake him into the second corner, and he dives, putting him neck and neck with the man in blue and yellow, overtaking him on the way out.
Messi, desperate to find a way back, goes on to the outside of the turn 3 hairpins, try to get a better exit into the final corners and stamps on the throttle, where he's gaining and gaining. He's stepping his right foot in anticipation and swings into the outside, but gets pushed onto the grass. The Sultan shutting his doors behind him completely.
Here he comes again. Messi dragging down the main straight, goes down the inside this time with the Sultan and retakes the lead of the race. Wow!
Minister of Finance there, enjoying his race, taking it easy.
And look at that, he's even finding the time to wave to the cameras there. Hello.
He has shouldered everything Ziggy and the Sultan has thrown at him, and yet he has found a way to remain on top.
Out of the final corner, Messi takes the checkered flag and wins the inaugural See the World Grand Prix, followed by the Sultan Jean-Pierre. And what a race it has been.
What a race.
Crazy race.
Completing the podium is Ziggy, who did all he could to challenge the top 2.
And in 4th place is the Minister of Finance. What a relaxing race it has been for him.
It is. But there can only be one winner. Congratulations once again to our champion of the world!
Join us to see the world.
Big reward for us.
Join us to see the world. In a world of competition, there can only be one winner. Winners receive trophies and sometimes even bonuses. This is my trophy, a T-Man statue with a surfboard. And this is the bonus. This is Mida Grande, a resort located on the west side of Phuket with views unbeatable to anywhere else. Residing on 2 hectares of land, the resort has several spaces for working, studying, partying, and spending time with loved ones. This resort hosts a wide variety of rooms, serviced apartments, and suites available for stays, depending on the size and purpose of trips. Today, we were given the family room, courtesy of our friends from Tika.com. Thanks, guys.
And you can indeed tell that it is a family room because it has 2 bedrooms, one over here, the master bedroom, and one over there. in general, the field is quite nice. It's very spacious. It feels like an apartment, really, especially with a kitchen over there, complete with a stove, a microwave, and a fridge as well. In total, the room itself is around 62 square meters, so if you're a family of 3, this room, I think, is suitable for you, as it is suitable for me right now. Not bad. Speaking of which, we're gonna be doing a little something special tonight, and to do that, I need to find the special costume. But first, we must browse around this apartment, because I kind of forgot where I left it.
Unfortunately for me, but perhaps fortunately for everyone else, this unit has plenty of storage. And I do mean plenty of storage. From the secondary bathroom to the second bedroom, all kinds of wardrobes and drawers. Every one of them could hide my costume, but absolutely none of them could hide my terrible eye. Can you tell what it is yet? Muay Thai or Thai boxing is a sport that has its roots in the 16th century as a peacetime martial arts practiced by the soldiers of that time. This discipline is known as the art of 8 limbs, characterized by the combined use of fists, elbows, knees, and shins, with the aim of either forcing one's opponent to forfeit or to earn enough points by striking. Muay Thai is not a mixed-sex sport, but everyone is welcome to practice and compete both here in Thailand and worldwide. In this sport, strength is important. But just as important is agility, precision, and timing. Take these 2 fighters, for example. The man in red is extremely muscular, meaning he has a ferocious amount of power. On the other hand, the man in blue is relatively slimmer. Now this may seem like a disadvantage, but slimmer means lighter, which means greater agility. Blue uses this to his absolute advantage, dodging the majority of Red's kicks and punches and striking back as Red becomes vulnerable. Blue also spends the fight conserving his energy as he allows Red to close in like a rattlesnake awaiting prey in the sand. One can only imagine how this affects Red's mentality, and thus, the inevitable occurs. Agility and timing beats out-and-out brute strength. Like any other martial arts, Muay Thai is a vicious sport. And yet it stands in contrast with the rest of Thailand. Be that in the chaotic streets, the relaxing beaches, or anywhere in between. Anyone and absolutely everyone we met greeted us with smiles. One so infectious that we could not help but to smile along. And Phuket, this island has nearly everything there is in Bangkok, with the addition of surrounding blue seas and white sandy beaches. A perfect place for a summer holiday with different kinds of entertainment for all. And make sure to use the promo code TICKETSeeTheWorldTH to get a hotel discount of up to 5% for when you travel into Thailand and join us to see the world.